I got a kid, so I'm doing okay with the car, and that's very good.
My name is Kunal. I am driving the MG Gloster. This is the Savvy variant, which is the top end variant. I got this in the middle of January this year. That's about exactly 3 months back. It's got about 3,000 kilometers on it, and that's been my experience with the car so far. It was about 43 and a half. I think it cost me on road in Gurgaon. So basically, I was okay spending about 30 odd, right? And which is what the top end of Jeep Compass was costing me, give or take a couple of lakhs. But then, yeah, I mean, this was exceeding the budget by about a good 12-13 lakhs. This has got 2-liter twin-turbo engine. MG claims it's designed by their collaboration with Mercedes, but no way to corroborate that. It generates about 210 bhp and 480 Nm of torque. This is diesel. I've been driving a Honda Amaze for the last 8 years. When I thought about upgrading, the logical options were to buy a better, bigger, over 4-meter sedan. Somehow we thought that it's better to go for an SUV because after 2 years of not going anywhere, we thought we'll travel, and it's just going to be a better experience, going around in an SUV. And I wasn't looking at a full-size 7-seater. The options we had considered were the Jeep Compass, the Tata Harrier, even the Safari, because honestly my budget wasn't as high as it turned out to be. Didn't like the Jeep Compass. No space. Driving experience was very stiff. Suspension was very, very stiff, and somehow I didn't have that wow factor. Same for the Tata Harrier, though I thought it's still one of the best looking cars in India. And then Safari I didn't even try. Then we looked at the Endeavour, which I really loved. It felt comfortable, it felt muscular, it felt solid. And eventually the reason why we didn't go for it was because Ford was pulling out. And I might have still considered it if I had got a good deal and a good discount, but that wasn't the case. Hated the Fortuner. No space in the third row, very, very dated interiors. It packs a punch for sure. That's the reason it sells so well. And somehow I just didn't feel like spending 50 plus lakhs on a 4x4, which is what the new Fortuner Legender costs. And then MG wasn't a brand I was very, very convinced with. Especially had never thought 4-5 months back that I'm going to end up spending this much on a new brand. But then me and the wife, we thought we'll just give it a try. We'll just check it out because the showroom was close by. And the minute we sat in it, we were sold. The interiors had a different feel. They've definitely copied, brands like BMW and Audi, but it's a very, very good copy. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And when I drove it, it was, again, I was like absolutely sold on it, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. My buying experience wasn't the best, to be honest, because I checked out the car in August last year, and we had planned to pull the trigger by November or December. And I was told that there is not going to be waiting, there's enough stock, and maybe in about 10 days or time I'll end up getting the car. But then when we actually went to the showroom to pull the trigger, because of the silicon shortage, I was told it's going to take 8 weeks. I was okay with that. I said, okay, 8 weeks will put me, somewhere in December and January beginning. But then eventually, after a lot of follow-up, it took about 13-14 weeks for me to get the delivery, which is how, mid-Jan is when I got it. Again, I don't blame MG. I understand there's a global shortage, but the way they kind of communicated updates to me could have been a bit better. So I did give them a lot of feedback. But post the handover, the experience with the servicing and everything has been awesome. They're very responsive, very proactive. I've taken a 5-year comprehensive package. I think it's called MG Shield. So that has 1 lakh kilometers or 5 years. It covers pretty much everything. It covers labor. I think the only thing it doesn't cover is the tires and a couple of other things. I don't know the technicalities. My services for the next 5 years shouldn't cost me too much. So as I said, only one service till now. I think the second service is going to be due in another month or so. So I'll get a fair idea as to how much I'm going to end up spending. But my assumption is because of that comprehensive plan, most of the things will be covered.
How much did you pay for that?
It was about 1.75, 5-year 1 lakh.
You've told me that, listen, they overpromised delivery and they under-delivered on it. Anything else?
I've been very vocal in terms of my feedback to them, but I'll be very happy if it goes to them through another channel. So that'll be good. So the initial booking I had done was from a different showroom. The experience from that showroom was wonderful. I think that's that's on the MG Road. I'm forgetting the name of the mall. The sales guy was fantastic. The showroom was fantastic. He gave me a proactive, test drive. Even after booking, he said, "Are you available? I'm in your area. Why don't you do a test drive again?" I said, "Great." I was loving the experience. But then when I finally booked the car, that particular salesman was on leave, and I was having a bad day. I made a rash decision. I said I'm going to go to a different showroom because this guy told me he's going to be there. He's not there. So finally, I ended up booking it from the Milestone Experience Center, which is the flagship office in the 32nd Milestone area. And while that showroom is very nice, very fancy, I think the attitude and everything of the salespersons was left a little bit to be desired. And I mean, it wasn't that they were rude or anything. They took my calls, they tended to me. But just that they weren't really bothered, right? Because I think the Hector was selling very fast, and they knew that this is a sold customer. He's already made up his mind to book, so we don't really have to try too hard. And my only issue was they overpromised. They guaranteed me that you will have the car on the 18th or 19th of December, because December last week I was planning to do a road trip, and I was actually banking on getting the car, which I ended up kind of missing. And till 15th of December, they didn't tell me the car is not going to be delivered. Till 15th December, they were saying that another couple of days it should be dispatched, you will get it. And then finally on the 18th or 19th they said, okay, last 10 days the plant is shut, now you'll get it sometime in January. When in January we can't say. And my only gripe was they found this very normal. They didn't even realize that there is something they have missed in terms of delivering to a promise. And that was my only issue, right? I know it's not their fault. It's a global semiconductor shortage, so I mean, again, not blaming them for it, but they could have promised better and met my expectations in terms of getting the car on time. All in all, experience wasn't great in terms of getting the delivery, but yeah, once I got the delivery, I was very happy because I loved the car really, right? So I didn't really complain.
When you were buying, did they pitch any accessories to you?
No, so they didn't pitch any accessories, to be honest. Even the earlier salesman who I was talking to, he told me there are a lot of accessories available. He shared a manual. His name is Jaswant, in case anybody is listening. And he was absolutely transparent and honest about things, right? And he told me, if you are planning to buy accessories, buy these ones. These are value for money. These ones you can get from outside, for a better rate, or in my sense, they just don't look good. For example, this branding, the Morris Garage badging, this ideally is an accessory. I didn't opt for it. The car just came with it. When I had booked the car, this was available as an add-on option. But then when I got the delivery, I said I never asked for it. They said we are not charging you for it. Whatever MG Glosters are coming now, they are coming with this installed. And there are a couple of other badgings which I don't really like. The autonomous badging, I think it's on that side. That too was an add-on. I didn't want it, but they just gave it to me. So the L1, it's a level 1 autonomous car. I think that's a term they've come up with themselves because it has a couple of ADAS features. So again, this is an add-on accessory, doesn't cost too much, and I had not opted for it, right? But when the car came, this badging along with the Morris Garage badging on the front, it just came with it, and they said now by default they're all coming with this pre-installed. So the only other things I've gone for are the door protectors and my soft plastic cladding to kind of protect the doors and bumper guard. This I found very, very practical. Already a couple of times it saved the car from a semi-serious impact. And again, very, very economical. I think this was about 3 or 4 grand. And the MG badging here actually doesn't look too bad. I got the sunshades also, the window shades, and very disappointing because I thought they're going to install them and they're going to roll into the doors, but they are the clip-on kind. And if I may, what I didn't enjoy are these clips which they've actually glued on where this sunshade actually goes into, and it's not very easy to take it off, right? It's a kind of a hassle. So yeah, I think they missed the trick with this one. So if you like this review, if this was helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you think there's any feature which I've not spoken about, or which I've any inaccurate description, please leave a comment down below. I'll definitely be referring to the comments to see what more I can learn about this car. But it's been great. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for giving your time. Thank you so much.